Here's some asshole's argument for why you ought to be Catholic.
If we go back all the way 13.7 billion years ago when there was no energy, guess what? There was no matter. Well, if there's no energy and no matter, there's no time. Why? Time is the measurement of the motion of matter. Amen? There's no velocity because there's no stuff moving around. Amen? And there's no space, because what is space? Space is where we have matter in relative positions to each other. So science has pointed to the fact that about 13.7 billion years ago, there was no energy, no matter, no time, no space. What does that tell you? Somebody kick-started this thing. Amen? Amen. And whoever it was kick-started it. He's not material. Amen? Amen. He's not in time. He's not in space. And you know what else? Here's a little whammy for you. He would have to be infinite in power. You know why? Because it requires infinite power. Didn't we already say it? It requires infinite power to bring something from nothing. Amen?
No amount of power can bring something from nothing. Power equals work over time. If time is 0, the amount of power is undefined, not infinite. Work is force times displacement. Displacement is spatial, so without space there can be no work, and with no work there can be no power. If there's no space, there's no power, by definition. Science does not point to an all-powerful creator existing outside of space or time. In fact, the assertion that something that is not in time and not in space, whatever the fuck that even means, can have any power at all is a contradiction. Now, I'm sure some apologists will say that when they use the term power, they mean something different. But what exactly is power if it is not work over time? What does it mean to say that something not in space and not in time exerts power? What does it even mean to say that something timeless and spaceless does anything at all? Also, even if there were some timeless, spaceless, all-powerful entity that created the universe, why the fuck does that mean I ought to be Catholic?